So tell us about the next game from Hothead Games.
So Swarm is an action platformer that has you controlling 50 little pudgy blue morons, effectively. They're called Swarmites, at one time. So it's a really unique style of gameplay where you're actually moving an entire flock of 50 guys through a very dangerous world all at once.
I'm trying to kill them off as much as possible.
They do die a lot. These guys are very curious, not that smart. They don't have much concern for their own safety, and we put them in a very, very dangerous world. So they get killed a lot. In fact, you have to kill some of them sometimes, sacrifice them for the greater good, if you will, in order to progress through the game. So it's death is definitely a big part of this game.
And sacrifice them for the greater high score.
That's right, yes. We really made this game old school with the high scores and with leaderboards. So it's all about getting more and more points. We've got a multiplier system that makes it so that you might get 300,000 points to progress to the next level, but if you're really, really good, you can get 20 million or something like that. So there's no sort of natural high score for any level, and so you can always do just a little bit better and beat your friends. The leaderboards are always going to be right in your face, right on the level select screen.
So I found the gameplay mechanics were very, very special, and sort of how you combine them. Can you tell us a little about the philosophy that has gone into designing the gameplay?
Well, we really wanted to do something that was fast-paced and actiony because we know people that play on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network really like those kinds of games. But we really had to work on controlling 50 guys at once. They're kind of an amorphous blob, They move fluidly through the world. Making that feel really intuitive and something that's enjoyable and not frustrating was something we spent a lot of time getting right. We at Hothead, we really believe strongly in focus tests, and we bring fresh players in every week. I have 3 or 4 new people sit down and we watch them play the game, and it's a very humbling kind of thing to do because at the beginning you see people getting frustrated with your game, but we just tweaked it, iterated on it, and we have now what we would feel is a really intuitive, natural feeling experience where you're moving 50 guys at once.
Where your first time you go through it, you just barely make it through the level, but then you sort of start building your score and when you know how the game works.
That's right, and really good players, in order to keep that multiplier going higher and higher and keep it going and not timing out throughout the entire level, you not only collect as much as you can and keep collecting, but you can judiciously decide when to kill some of your swarm in order to get that multiplier as high as possible and get more points.
Is there any kind of story to this, or is it just crazy swarmites doing whatever?
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, the story is a mysterious blue blob falls from space, hits this planet, plants itself into the ground, and a tentacle comes out of it. And out of this tentacle gets spat 50 swarmites, and they appear on the world, and off they go. But as you progress through the game, you collect these DNA, and it feeds back through this cord that you came out of, and it grows this thing that's landed. And it's as you get through the first few levels, you start to see this thing isn't just a blob; it's actually kind of an embryonic swarmite, and it eventually grows, and it's your mama, and it's a massive swarmite. And mama wants you to go get her points, and mama needs a new hat. That's basically the story.
So what's the scope of the game? It's a downloadable title, but what kind of scope is there?
So yeah, it is downloadable, and it's about 6 to 8 hours of gameplay to get through to the end. That's after having to retry a few levels if you don't quite get enough points to progress. That's sort of the average we found. But of course, we put a big focus on replayability as well. So once you play through a level at first, you can go back and play it with a time bonus and compete with your friends to get a high score.
And I understand you're fairly close to release right now. Do you have a estimate?
We're actually very, very close to release. We actually expect to be able to know our release date within the next few days because we are in submission with Sony and Microsoft going through their process. And once that gets all approved, then we'll know our release date for sure, and we can announce it.
And the swarm will hit.
That's right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.